The Arctic, a realm of ice and snow. This vast frozen expanse stretches across the northernmost part of our planet, encompassing the Arctic Ocean and parts of Canada, Russia, Greenland, the United States, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Iceland. The Arctic is a place where temperatures can plummet to extreme lows, and the landscape is dominated by icebergs, glaciers, and permafrost. A place of stark beauty and relentless challenge, the Arctic's unique environment presents both breathtaking vistas and formidable obstacles. The interplay of light and ice creates scenes of unparalleled beauty, especially during the golden hours of sunrise and sunset, when the sky is painted with hues of pink, orange, and purple. Yet this beauty is matched by the harshness of the conditions, where survival requires resilience and adaptation. It is a region that has captivated explorers and adventurers for centuries. From the early expeditions of intrepid explorers like Roald Amundsen and Robert Peary to modern-day adventurers, the Arctic has always been a magnet for those seeking to push the boundaries of human endurance and discovery. These pioneers braved the elements, often facing life-threatening conditions, to chart unknown territories and unlock the secrets of this icy wilderness, a place where the sun barely rises in winter and never sets in summer. The Arctic experiences extreme variations in daylight throughout the year. During the winter months, the region is shrouded in darkness, with the sun barely peeking above the horizon. Conversely, in the summer, the sun remains visible for 24 hours a day, creating the phenomenon known as the midnight sun. These cycles of light and dark have a profound impact on the Arctic's ecosystem and the way of life for its inhabitants. This is the Arctic, a region often perceived as barren and unforgiving. The vast empty snowfields and the frequent blizzards that sweep across the landscape can make it seem like a desolate place. However, this perception belies the true nature of the Arctic, which is far more complex and dynamic than it appears at first glance. But beneath the icy surface lies a world teeming with life, resilient and awe-inspiring. The Arctic is home to a diverse array of wildlife, from the iconic polar bears and seals to the elusive Arctic foxes and the rich marine life that thrives beneath the ice. These creatures have adapted to the extreme conditions, developing unique behaviors and characteristics that enable them to survive and flourish in this harsh environment. Join us as we journey to the top of the world, to explore the wonders and the fragility of this frozen frontier. Our expedition will take us through the heart of the Arctic, where we will witness the stunning natural phenomena, encounter the incredible wildlife, and learn about the challenges facing this delicate ecosystem. Together, we will uncover the secrets of the Arctic and gain a deeper understanding of its importance to our planet. Imagine a landscape sculpted by ice and wind. Vast white expanses stretch as far as the eye can see. Towering glaciers, ancient and immense, carve their way towards the sea. Their icy breath chills the air and shapes the land. The Arctic light is unlike anywhere else on Earth. The aurora borealis dances across the night sky, painting the heavens with vibrant hues of green, blue, and purple. The sun, low on the horizon, bathes the landscape in a golden glow, casting long, dramatic shadows. Ice is the architect of the Arctic. It shapes the landscape, dictates the weather, and provides a home for a surprising array of life. Icebergs, colossal fragments of glaciers, drift silently across the frigid waters, each one a unique sculpture carved by wind and waves. The ocean, too, plays a vital role in the Arctic ecosystem. It is home to a rich diversity of marine life, from microscopic plankton to giant whales. The currents carry nutrients and oxygen, sustaining life in this seemingly barren environment. Despite the harsh conditions, life thrives in the Arctic. Polar bears, the apex predators of the region, roam the ice floes in search of seals. Their keen sense of smell and powerful bodies make them perfectly adapted to this frozen world. On land, the tundra bursts into life during the brief summer months. A carpet of colorful wildflowers blooms, attracting insects and birds. Caribou migrate across the plains, their hooves drumming a steady rhythm against the frozen ground. Section 5. The Arctic's indigenous peoples. For millennia, people have called the Arctic home. The Inuit, the Sami, and other indigenous groups have learned to thrive in this challenging environment. Their cultures are deeply intertwined with the land and the sea. These communities have developed unique skills and knowledge to survive in the Arctic. They are expert hunters, fishermen, and navigators. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through generations, is invaluable for understanding and adapting to this fragile environment. Section 6. A culture carved by ice and wind. The Arctic is a land of extremes, where the environment shapes every aspect of life. The indigenous peoples of this region have developed a unique culture that is deeply intertwined with the harsh yet beautiful landscape that surrounds them. The Arctic's indigenous peoples have a deep respect for the natural world. This respect is passed down through generations as elders teach the young about the importance of living in harmony with nature. They learn to read the signs of the land, the sea, and the sky, understanding that their survival depends on this knowledge. Their traditions and beliefs are rooted in the understanding that they are part of a delicate balance. This balance is reflected in their art, their ceremonies, and their daily practices. Every action is taken with consideration of its impact on the environment, ensuring that they do not take more than what is needed. Their stories and songs reflect the beauty and the harsh realities of life in the Arctic. These narratives are not just entertainment, they are lessons in survival, resilience, and respect for the natural world. Through storytelling and music, they preserve their history and pass on essential knowledge to future generations. Today, these communities face new challenges as climate change threatens their way of life. The melting ice and receding glaciers are not just environmental changes, they are disruptions to a way of life that has existed for thousands of years. The elders and leaders of these communities gather to discuss these changes and find ways to adapt. Their traditional hunting grounds are shrinking, making it more difficult to find the animals they rely on for food, clothing, and tools. The ice flows, once stable and predictable, are now treacherous and unreliable, posing new dangers for hunters, and their food security is at risk. The changing climate affects the availability of fish and other marine life, which are crucial to their diet. With less reliable sources of food, these communities must find new ways to sustain themselves, yet they continue to adapt, drawing on their resilience and their deep connection to the land. They are finding innovative ways to blend traditional knowledge with modern technology, ensuring that their culture and way of life can endure despite the challenges they face. Their story is one of strength, adaptability, and an unbreakable bond with the natural world. Section 7. The Arctic's fragile balance. The Arctic is a delicate ecosystem. The plants, animals, and people that call it home are all interconnected. Changes in one part of the system can have ripple effects throughout the region. For centuries, this balance has been maintained, but today the Arctic is facing an unprecedented threat: climate change. The effects are already being felt, and they are accelerating at an alarming rate. Section 8. Climate change on the roof of the world. The Arctic is warming twice as fast as the rest of the planet. This rapid warming is causing dramatic changes in the region, affecting not only the landscape but also the lives of the people and wildlife that call the Arctic home. The ice that has been a defining feature of this region for millennia is disappearing at an unprecedented rate. The ice caps are melting at an alarming rate, contributing to rising sea levels worldwide. This melting ice is not just a local issue, it has global implications. As the ice melts, it contributes to the rising sea levels that threaten coastal communities around the world. The loss of ice also means the loss of a reflective surface that helps to cool the planet, exacerbating global warming. The permafrost, the frozen ground that covers much of the region, is thawing, releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere. This release of methane is particularly concerning because methane is much more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide. As the permafrost thaws, it also destabilizes the ground, leading to landslides and the collapse of structures built on it. These changes are having a profound impact on the Arctic ecosystem. The plants and animals that have adapted to the harsh conditions of the Arctic are struggling to survive in a rapidly changing environment. The tundra, which is home to a unique array of wildlife, is transforming as the climate warms, leading to shifts in species distribution and behavior. The loss of sea ice threatens the survival of polar bears and other ice-dependent species. Polar bears rely on sea ice to hunt for seals, their primary food source. As the ice disappears, they are forced to travel greater distances and expend more energy to find food, leading to malnutrition and decreased reproductive success. Walruses, which use the ice as a resting platform, are also affected, leading to increased mortality rates. The thawing permafrost is damaging infrastructure and releasing harmful pollutants into the environment. Buildings, roads, and pipelines are all at risk as the ground beneath them becomes unstable. This not only poses a threat to the people living in the Arctic, but also to the industries that operate there. The release of pollutants from thawing permafrost further exacerbates the environmental challenges faced by the region, contributing to a cycle of warming and degradation. Section 9. A call to action protecting the Arctic. The Arctic is a global commons. Its fate is intertwined with our own. We have a responsibility to protect this unique and fragile region for future generations. We must act now to address climate change and reduce our impact on the Arctic environment. We must listen to the voices of Indigenous communities and support their efforts to adapt to a changing world. The future of the Arctic depends on our actions.